edition of Sensibility. They've workshopped it solidly over 3 days, and it's quite impressive what they've managed to put together in such a short amount of time. So I really hope you enjoy, and hopefully this is something really special for Red River in this new era. Thank you.
I certainly can't stand another day with those relatives of yours cluttering up my house.
My sisters, do you mean?
Half-sisters? Why your father had to remarry, I cannot imagine. His irresponsibility has confused the inheritance and left us with a pack of girls dependent upon us. When can they leave?
When they find a suitable cottage.
If they're too fussy, that's the problem.
And they are poor too, remember. Under the will, I inherited the majority of the money. They have but a small sum on which to live. Perhaps I should make them each a gift of £1,000. I did promise father that I'd take care of them.
£3,000? Are you mad? They don't need so much, they don't have a household to run. I don't see the point of such generosity to cost to ourselves and our own dear son Henry.
Henry, perhaps you're right. Maybe £500 would be better. Or maybe I should think not of the girls at all. Perhaps an annual sum of £100 to my stepmother. That's not too bad.
Not too bad. Not too bad. What if she lives another 15 years, or heaven forbid, 30? We'd be ruined. Best to forget that idea, my dear.
Yes. Well, how about I make a gift of £500 from time to time when I can afford it?
Or maybe we should go with a basket of fruit from the orchard. I'm sure that would be much more appreciated.
Yes, capital idea. A basket of fruit it is, from time to time.
Ah, Edward, my dear brother. I was just praising my husband on his generosity in offering his hospitality to the Dashwoods. Where would you be without him, my dear Eleanor?
Oh, I'm sure we are very grateful for our brother John, though it seems we won't need to impose on you for much longer. We've received an invitation from our relatives, the Jennings, to stay at their estate at Barton Park. They have a cottage.
Oh, a cottage. Oh, how sweet, how wonderful, how perfect, how soon?
How soon what, my dear sister?
How soon can they be gone? I have plans for your rooms and I need to inform the workmen.
Oh, it shall be soon. Soon you won't have to worry about our being in your way. John, perhaps you could arrange for the move as your last act of hospitality.
The cheek. The move will cost at least £25.
It's
Does she
something
think I'm made of money?
It's something I feel I ought to do. After that, we may never think of them again. My obligation to my father will be done. We may never choose to have them stay or visit.
Why would we want them to visit? Let them go and let that be an end to it. I'll be glad to have a break between Edward and Eleanor. They've grown rather too attached these last few weeks. Edward is in line for a great fortune, and I cannot countenance the thought of being shared with a person such as Eleanor.
Maybe you're right. Yes, you are right. Once they are apart, they will soon forget each other. Eleanor will find some nice estate manager to marry instead. The sooner they separate, the better. How awful for you to leave your home like this. Your heart.
Naturally, we're all terribly heartbroken. But life will move on. We will stay together. The Jennings have been extraordinarily kind, and it's not as if we even know them that well. We are hardly close.
Yes, they have behaved well as relatives. better perhaps than...
Please don't say anything, Mr. Ferrers. It would not be proper. I'm sure my brother and his wife acted in the way they thought best for their family. We'll do fine at Barton Park. It's a new start. We'll make new friends.
But not forget old ones, I hope. I will come visit when I can.
And what would Fanny say to that?
I care not what she would say. Miss Dashwood, Eleanor, you have become the most...
Edward, there you are. Fanny is asking for you. She insists it's urgent. I think you were needed home or something. I do hope this doesn't mean we shan't see you again.
Miss Marianne, why, of course not. We shall always remain great friends. I must go, but I hope that we will have our chance to say goodbye before we all must leave.
I'm sure we will. Now, run off back to Fanny before she has a seizure.
He's so in love with you. Has he asked you to marry him yet?
Marianne, what a question! You can't speak in such a way, it's not proper. Edward's not made. It's not given any indication.
Nonsense! It's as plain as the nose on his face. You'll see. One day in our new house, he'll... Our new house? Eleanor, I shall miss our old home. I don't know if I can bear to leave it. This law that allows a woman to be abandoned in such a way...
It's not the law that's abandoned us, Marianne.
No, that is true. Well, perhaps it's for the best. If I'd stayed much longer, I might have been driven to suicide or murder or worse.
Marianne!
Don't be so dull. It's how I feel. Sometimes my heart bursts with how I feel I must let it out. I cannot hold myself cool and calculating like you. I would not wish to even if I could. Now come along, Emma. We must begin the task of packing. Fanny wants us out at the earliest opportunity.
Well, this is, lovely, really lovely. It's, clean and bright. We have servants.
It is small.
It is adequate. We'll be happy here. The garden is wonderful, as are the views. We could walk for miles. I do think it's a lovely place.
Yes, our relatives really have been most kind. I've been, overwhelmed by their generosity.
Ah, all here I see.
Not quite all. Margaret is outside, climbing a tree, I believe. She is young and more like a boy than a girl.
Ah, splendid, splendid. I must say it's lovely to see you all. Looking so fine as well. I must say you do look settled.
Mr. Jennings, how can we thank you? You've done so much for us, really. The cottage is lovely.
You can thank me by coming to the house for dinner tonight. I have a friend, Colonel Brandon, my neighbour. Lives in the big house just up the rise. Capital fellow, splendid shot, and getting on in years, but not so old he won't make a fine husband for a young lady.
Old. I cannot abide old men. They are boring without heart.
Steady on. I'm considered old, and I hope I'm not boring.
No, of course not. You are different. You are family. I'm sure this Colonel Brandon of yours is a fine gentleman, but if I am to marry, it will be to a man of passion and youth.
Marianne, please.
Marianne! Oh, please excuse my sister. She's all heart and thinks to the head very little. I'm sure we'd love to come meet your neighbour, wouldn't we, Mamma?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Jennings. That's very kind of you.
Splendid. I shall send a carriage. Till later.
He is such a good man.
I'm sure he is. But good men are rarely interesting. Now, if you excuse me, I feel I must go for a walk.
Well, Mamma, what have you to say?
I was just thinking of this Colonel Brandon. I shall look forward to meeting him, I think.
I was riding by when I saw. You'll have to excuse me. May I take a look? It does not appear to be broken, but you're in no position to walk home. You must be carried. So, with your permission.
Eleanor, the food, they clearly had very good cook.
Yes, it was a lovely evening.
And that Colonel Brandon chap, he wasn't so old. Clearly a man of experience, property. Very kind, very sensible,
Yes.
very,
Yes, Mama.
Marianne seemed.
Oh, she was rude. She completely ignored him, and he tried so hard to be pleasant.
Speaking of Marianne, where is she?
She's gone on one of her walks. She's growing to love the place. She finds it richly romantic. It appeals to her heart. But yes, she is late.
Good heavens, what can this mean?
Miss Ashford, my name is Willoughby. I'm sorry to intrude, but I saw Miss Marian fall and she was in no position to walk home, so
He carried me, a true knight in shining armour, my saviour.
hardly that. Look, may I leave her with you now and beg permission to return tomorrow to ensure her recovery?
Yes, of course you may. I'm sure we'd greatly receive you, Mr. Willoughby. We are eternally grateful.
Eternally.
Then I shall go. I'll return tomorrow. Good day.
Well, what, Eleanor? He's a gentleman, visiting a wealthy relative over the rise. He is young, he is handsome, and he adores poetry.
And you learnt all this on your journey home?
I believe that I learnt something else. But time will test the truth of that, I am sure. Wasn't he splendid, Mamma?
Truly, truly. Though I fear that is quite enough excitement for one day, my dear. We must go lie down.
I cannot possibly sleep.
Maybe not, but you must at least rest.
Yeah. I came as soon as I heard. One's all over the estate by now. How is she?
Colonel Brandon, a pleasure. She was rescued by a gentleman.
What gentleman?
His name is Willoughby. He seems charming and polite. I understand he has relations close by.
Willoughby, yes, he's got an aunt.
Do you know him?
I know him all right.
And is he a gentleman?
I really can't say. Our paths have only crossed upon occasion, you understand. I know him as well as you would suppose. Why do you ask?
Because Marianne seems to have taken an instant liking to him.
Yes, I understand that to be a common occurrence where Mr. Willoughby's concerned. Anyway, I only called to inquire after your sister, you understand. You'll let her know I was asking.
Of course, and I hope we shall see you again soon. There was some talk of a picnic.
Yes, week or so, when Miss Marianne's able, you understand. Till then, Mr. Ashford. My friends, I'm sorry to cancel our little adventure, but I've received news that means I must leave for London at once.
Can't you wait an hour or so?
No, I shall brook no delay, Mr. Willoughby. I bid you adieu.
What did you say? That's rude.
I was so looking forward to our dinner.
Well, trust me, for him to go dashing off like that, it must have been rather important.
He did appear very worried. I hope it was nothing serious, though I fear it was.
Well, whatever the news, blow the man. I say we go ahead with the picnic regardless. We have the food, we have the transport, we have all the company that really matters.
Why, yes. Let's do it. It's a glorious day. I shall travel with you, Mr. Willoughby.
Well, I am sure it will all work out well. Marianne and Willoughby just made the perfect pair. Yes, mark my words, there's a proposal in the air. One day very soon we'll be hearing wedding bells.
Really? Well, I have my doubts about Willoughby. He does appear polite and is very handsome.
So how can you have any doubt? He is the finest of men, well-mannered, well-dressed, wealthy. I consider myself lucky to have one of my daughters settled. Now, if only...
Are you ladies coming? I have space in my carriage and we can set off now if we can make our sight while the weather holds.
Oh, Eleanor, come quick. Peek through the keyhole. Is he on his knees? Is he posing? I must know.
I shall not stoop to such low behaviour, Mamma. If he does, I'm sure we'll hear of it very soon.
Well, my dear, how am I to congratulate you? Did he propose?
No, Mamma. He did not say a word. He came to tell me he was to go to London. He must go, that is all. So sure he was going to ask me. But now, what does it all mean?
I'm sure it means nothing. He had to go to London. Colonel Brandon had to go to London. Men go to London and they come back. He will return, and when he does, he will propose. I am sure of it.
Yes, as am I.
I wish I could be so sure. I'm going for a walk. I need to be alone.
I'm sure you'll be delighted in the Miss Dashwoods. Quite the most wonderful young women. And of course you have friends in common.
I know. It's wonderful that we know Edward. And I'm dying to meet Eleanor. I've heard so much about her. I'm sure we're going to be the best of friends.
Well, speak of this is Eleanor. Eleanor, this is Miss Lucy Steele, a friend of Edward Ferrars and his family. And, well, I promised I'd introduce you, and, now I have.
Miss Dashwood, may I call you Eleanor? I'd love to call you Eleanor. I feel as if I know you already. I'm sure that in time we'll become the very best of friends. Sisters, maybe. I'm sure that we will become close and share to each other our deepest, darkest secrets. You must have some secrets. I know I do. I know I have one secret. One secret so big that I will burst if I don't tell you.
Please, Miss Steele, don't tell me any secrets yet. We've only just met. How do you know I'm a person to entrust with secrets?
Well, you look trustworthy, and Edward says.
You've seen him recently.
Why, yes.
And is he well?
Very well. As is his brother, his family, all well.
Have you met Fanny? Mrs. John Dashwood, I mean.
Why, yes. She's a very model of hospitality. She treats me like a member of the family.
I find it hard to imagine it's the same person we're talking of.
Oh, but it is. She talked of you and your mother and how that she's glad that you found your place at Barton Park.
Well, if you'd like to visit, I guess you can.
Really? May I come tomorrow? I can. Oh, I thank you. That's so kind. We're going to be such friends.
Why does he not write, Mamma? I've sent him a dozen letters.
Yes, and he'll be very busy on business. Men aren't very good when it comes to letter writing. He'll reply when he finds the time.
I don't know. I feel he may be ignoring me. Do you think he's forgotten me?
Forgotten you? Why, my dear, he was besotted. Could no more forget you than cut off his own hand.
Ladies, I'm glad to find you here. I have news from my wife. We are to spend the season in our home in London and wondered if your daughters would like to accompany us. We'd enjoy the company.
London? But that is where... Oh, Mamma, please say we shall go. I can see him.
Yes, of course you may go. Mr. Jennings, that is very kind of you. And now I shall inform Eleanor at once. When are you to leave?
Very soon. I'll send a servant round with more details. You'll need gowns, as there will be dancing. We shall have the most excellent time.
My, what a lot of excitement there seems to be. The air is positively charged with electricity.
We're to go to London with the Jennings. Oh, Steve Willoughby, isn't that wonderful?
London? Well, I go there too, with your brother's family. We should be able to meet there.
Now, please excuse me. I must begin with the task of packing. Come, Mamma.
Miss Dashwood, Eleanor, I feel that we've spoken at length and we're now firm friends. I now feel like I can share with you what is on my heart.
Very well, Lucy, I will hear your secret.
I'm engaged.
Wow, really? And to whom?
Why? To Edward, of course. We've been engaged for months now, but I'm hoping that this season it will become wider known.
To Edward?
Why, yes. It's wonderful, isn't it? We're going to make the most delightful pair. I can't wait to tell Fanny.
She doesn't know yet?
No, it's just you. You are the keeper of my heart's dear secret, dear Eleanor.
Well, I offer you my congratulations. I'm sure you two will be a very happy couple.
Now that you know, I feel like I can go to London, knowing that I have an ally, a friend. I shall see you there at trust.
I suppose so. Well, goodbye, Miss Steele.
What did that awful girl want this time?
Nothing. She had nothing to say. Nothing important anyway. Colonel Brandon, a pleasure. And how are you?
Tolerably well, thank you. And yourself, your sister, Miss Marianne?
I'm fine. Miss Marianne is not herself.
Why should that be? I should imagine she's the happiest girl in all the world by now.
Why so?
Well, word is all over London, you understand. Her engagement to Mr. Willoughby.
They're not engaged. There's no understanding.
But his manner, his behaviour at Barton Park would have led anyone to believe that...
They are not engaged. In fact, Marion's poor health is due in part to the lack of attention from Mr. Willoughby, who refuses to reply to any of her letters. It seems he's avoiding any contact whatsoever.
Oh, I am sorry. I hold Miss Marianne in the highest esteem.
Then please show the esteem by doing what you can to quash the rumours concerning her engagement.
Yes, of course I will. But for now I must leave you. Perhaps I shall see you and your sister around. I intend to be in London for quite some time. Good day, Mr. Ashford.
How lovely to see you. All alone, I see. No Marianne. I suppose she's off sightseeing with Mr. Willoughby.
Marianne is in bed ill. Please don't believe any rumours you've heard concerning her engagement.
Ah, an engagement. I see. That must be very distressing. I'm so glad that Edward does not treat me in that way. He's been so kind to me since our engagement. He even fails to visit me when he can. I hope to see him in London. Fanny tells me he's going to be in London.
Edward's going to be in London.
Miss Marianne, this is a pleasure to see you.
Edward?
Oh, Miss Steele, what a surprise.
Surprise indeed. What brings you here?
I was just visiting the Miss Dashwoods. We're old friends.
But you haven't been to visit me. And I am, after all, your oldest and closest friend.
Why, yes, of course. I had plans.
And how are you, Edward?
I was tolerably well. I had heard rumours.
Rumours, Edward. That is all. Rumours of a non-existent engagement. Unlike...
And how is she?
Most ill, Edward.
Edward! Oh, Edward, it's marvellous to see you. Isn't it marvellous, Eleanor?
I had heard you were unwell.
Oh, but I'm better now that you are here. And I'm sure Eleanor is too, aren't you? Miss Steele, did not see you there. I'm pleased to see you.
Anyway, I must be going.
So soon. But you've only just arrived.
Well, it was only supposed to be a flying visit.
But you will come again?
Perhaps. I'm busy. Mother.
Edward, perhaps you could walk me home. I'm due home for tea and there's something particularly I wanted to say to Fanny.
To Fanny? Why, yes, of course. I'm at your service.
Eleanor, what is going on? Could you let him leave like that? Do you not care?
Marianne, you don't know anything. My heart is my own. I must go.
Marianne, good to see you up. Excellent. I've come to let you know that we are to go to a ball tonight. All of society will be there, and, I just thought it would be a thing to cheer you up. Will you tell Miss Eleanor?
Yes. A ball? Why then, Willoughby could
Yes,
be...
well, I'll leave you to get ready. Ready at 7? Excellent. Lucy, I was just singing your praises to my friends the Prides, saying how lovely it is to have you in the house and how much like having a grown-up daughter you are.
It brings me great pleasure to hear you say such things.
And where were you this fine day?
To visit with your relatives, the Miss Dashwoods. Yes, I was there with Eleanor. Marianne is not well. She's not ill, but she does not do well.
A most contrary girl. No idea how to behave. I blame her mother. Totally unsuited for finer society. And like you, my dear Lucy.
While I was there, I met Edward.
Edward Ferrars? What on earth was he doing at the Dashwoods? Still chasing that cold fish, Eleanor. He must be warned. Mother will not have it.
I can assure you, he has no interest in Eleanor. I know that for a fact.
And how do you know of such a thing? I understand that you have some kind of friendship with Eleanor, but surely...
I know it because of my friendship with Edward.
Your friendship with Edward? Pray tell, Lucy, what kind of friendship is that, as I'm unaware?
Well, now that we have grown so close and that you think of me as a daughter, I feel that I can reveal to you my greatest secret. Soon, you'll not think of me as a daughter. Rather, you will call me sister. Me and Edward are engaged, have been secretly for years.
Oh, you are not.
It is. We have been married.
You are not, you are not, you are not! Why, you self-serving minx! You fallen angel! You serpent in Eden! Get out of my house! Out, out, out! Get out of my house! Don't come near me, don't look at me, don't even think about me! Get out of my house! Get out of my house, or I swear I will pin your eyes with my sewing needles and be glad of it!
Ah, my dear Fanny. Was that Lucy I saw fleeing down the corridor? You haven't had a tiff, have you? I always thought of you like sisters.
Idiot!
I seem to be missing something here. No doubt it will be explained to me in words of one syllable within time.
Poor Edward is completely cut off, as if he was never part of such a fine family.
Poor Edward. Engaged, and to Lucy. We all thought.
As did I, but it was an engagement made in his youth and honoured to this day, despite what might have happened since. He has hopes of becoming a clergyman.
Yes, but where would he go? Wherever he ends up, he'll be very poor.
Indeed. Though there is still hope, I was speaking to my friend, Colonel Brandon, and...
Oh, Mother, is it true? Is Edward really engaged to that monstrous girl Lucy?
Yes, my dear, it's true.
But Eleanor...
Seems she knew all along. Lucy still confided in her early on.
But she's never said a word. She's borne this pain. She has borne Lucy's insufferable company. I would have died with the pain of it.
Yes, but Eleanor's different, isn't she? She feels the pain, no doubt, but she'd rather hold it in inside, wait for it to pass. And I fear that may take some time.
No doubt it'll be the talk of the ball. I suppose that means she won't come tonight.
Don't be silly. Eleanor won't let gossip get the better of her. And besides, she'll want to be there when Marianne and Willoughby are reunited.
No, of course, sir. Well, that should be excellent. Ladies.
Poor Eleanor.
Poor Edward. Engaged, and to that... Poor Edward.
Willoughby, it is me, your Marianne. Why have you been avoiding me? Why have you not answered any of my messages? Why have you not been in touch? Why have you not been to visit? Tell me, Willoughby.
Miss Marianne, good evening. I'm sorry. I've been very busy. I have many acquaintances here.
But none as close as us, surely.
I did get your messages. I did not think. I'm sorry. You'll have to excuse me. My friends wish me to join them. Good evening.
Libby!
I think it's time we got her home. A bit too much excitement for one night. Far too much.
Colonel Brandon, how lovely to see you. How kind of you not to have forgotten us.
Forgotten you? Why, my dear? You're my friend. How is Marianne?
She does not do well. We are to leave soon. We shall stay with some relatives on the way back. I feel the sooner we get away, the better things will be. Though I fear she won't recover quickly from the hurt that she's endured.
No, he's the worst of men, definitely. By now, you've heard of his engagement to a Miss Gray. She was at the ball last night, for an enormous fortune. Willoughby needed that money, that's for sure. No more was to come from his aunt. Marianne couldn't afford the lifestyle he expected.
But he did love her, I'm sure of it.
That may be so, but love wasn't enough to pay off his debts, fund his chosen lifestyle. Love and honour came secondary to all his pleasures. Marianne's not the first to feel such pain, rest assured. I know many others, dear to me. He is ruined. Makes me sick. No, he's ruined. And that day at the picnic, that I had to dash off like that, was to try and resolve such a case. I had hoped he'd changed. I fear I was wrong.
Poor Marianne.
Yes, well, there are some good men left in the world, my dear. Your friend, Edward Ferrars, for example. He's been treated most cruelly, I feel. And I was wondering if you'd do me a favour. I have a small living on my estate. It doesn't amount to a great deal, you understand. But it's a starting point. I'd like to offer it to him.
Colonel, that's very generous, but you barely know him. Why should you do such a thing?
Because to me, my dear, he is the very best of men. And though he's been deserted by his family, he shan't be deserted by those who admire him most. So, will you speak to him? I feel it better to come from you.
If you think it best.
Yes, right. Well, I best be dashing off. Send my fondest regards to Miss Marianne. I shall see you soon, Miss Dashwood.
Why, this is most generous. Tell him that I accept. I gladly accept.
And what about Lucy? Will she be content marrying a lowly curate in a poor parish when she dreamed of being the mistress of a large estate?
She is disappointed. She's hurt by the attitude of the family. She's with my brother now, Robert Ferrars. He is heir to everything and can treat her to the nice things I no longer can. It will keep her happy.
And are you happy?
I am content that Colonel Brandon shows me such favour. I am content that I have retained your friendship. And I am content that in no way I have had to act dishonourably, excepting perhaps...
Edward, you are the very soul of honour. And we will be neighbours.
Indeed, we shall be so close. Anyway, I must go. There will be much to do. I will write to the Colonel. Good day, Miss Dashwood.
Willoughby! Oh, Willoughby, how will I live without you? What is the point of life without you by my side? I was so sure you loved me. You did. You did love me, and I love you still. Can you hear me? I love you still, and I will never love another.
Marianne! Marianne, your sister sent me looking for you. Marianne!
Does not look good for her. She was very low before all of this, and I'm afraid her body can't take the fight. I don't think this will end well.
No, I suppose you think she'll die.
The doctor won't say. She's young, so there is hope, but I fear her heart is broken. She doesn't have the will to live. Her mother should be sent for.
Yes, I shall do that at once. I feel rather useless at present. I stand by the doorway. I shall toss and turn in fever. Never coming near, of course. No, I shall do that at once.
And I shall inform Eleanor. It'll be of some comfort, I'm sure.
I've just seen the Colonel. He's so good, I only pray he makes some time.
You'll be in time. Don't give up hope yet. I'm sure we will see the joys that are to come with the morning. I'm certain of it. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Willoughby, why, what are you doing here?
I've just heard the news. Marianne, may I see her?
I think not, Willoughby, since you are the source of her suffering.
I know. I understand. But just know this one thing. Please tell her this. I did love her. I do love her. I had not intended to break her understanding.
And yet you did.
I had to. Money, my aunt. I needed money.
Oh, how different you are to another of my acquaintance.
Colonel Brandon, I suppose. Well, he's a good man, but he's as dry as a dust and as dull as an old oak.
I did not mean the Colonel, and about whom you are wrong. He is good and kind and forgiving and is much hurt by you.
Oh, he told you, did he? And I suppose you told Marianne.
I haven't. If she recovers, I may.
If she recovers. There's a doubt then.
It's very bad. The next 24 hours will likely show if she's going to live or die.
Sorry to hear that. I'll go, but promise me you understand what I say. I did love your sister.
And I believe you did, but not enough. If she recovers, I will tell her of this meeting, and I hope in the future you are a changed man because of what you've done. I will go to her now. Good night.
Oh, my poor girl. I'll go to her straight away. I'm getting too old for this.
Brandon, good work. Good news as well. She's through the worst of it. The doctor's with her and she will survive.
And that is all I could hope for.
Oh, and she was asking for you.
Me? Why would she ask for me? I'm nothing to her.
Well, be that as it may, she's asking for you, so,
Yes, quite. I shall go to her. Miss, Marianne?
Colonel, I'm so pleased to see you. I understand that you found me and that you brought Mamma to me. You've been a true friend, the truest of men.
I
feel that I've treated you badly, misunderstood you, misjudged you. Perhaps we could start again. I wonder if, as I recover, you would be so good as to visit and to read to me.
I really don't think that's all that appropriate. No, what the hell? Yes, of course. I can try at least Shakespeare, perhaps, comedy, fantasy.
Anything good. Now I must rest. I'm so glad to have seen you and to have spoken.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviours to love, will, after he'd laughed at such shallow follies of others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. Such a man is Claudio. I've known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife. Now he'd rather know the tabor and the pipe. I've known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armour. Now will he lie 10 nights awake, carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. Now he's turned orthography. His words a very fantastical banquet. So many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. I'll take my oath on it. Till he have made an oyster of me, he shall never make a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman. One woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that is certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I fear for an angel. Good discourse, excellent musician. And her hair shall be what colour it please God.
And what do you think of Benedict? Are you of one mind?
I'm sure by now, Miss Dashwood, you of all people know, we couldn't be further apart.
Fanny decided that it would be best if she stayed at home. She's had a number of shocks recently and isn't as well as she once was. But I am delighted to be here and to receive such wonderful news.
Yes, Marianne to be married. And to the Colonel, who'd have thought that a month ago?
Yes, Colonel Brandon, rich and granted a living to young Edward, I hear.
Yes, and dear Edward, he's well, I trust?
We haven't seen him for some time. The issue with Miss Steele.
Yes. Well, I hear we'll be good neighbours now, him and his wife.
Yes. Well, I must go, Mother. I'm so pleased that things have turned out the way they have. Maybe it was part of some big plan that you were to leave your old house and settle here in this little cottage and find your futures. I only hope Margaret and Eleanor shall fare so well.
Yes, well, Margaret does have a few years before she need think of anything like that. Eleanor's smart. I fear she knows her time has passed.
Yes, well, that may be. But I must go. We will return for the wedding, but until then, farewell.
Oh, have I missed on?
Was he well?
Yes, and he was very happy to be marrying, that Marianne was to marry a rich man.
Oh, and so solve his conscience.
Don't be bitter, Eleanor, it doesn't suit you.
Ah, here you are. I must show you what I've been buying in the village. Such things and just a few books.
I fear Colonel Brandon spoils you.
I think I deserve to be spoiled a little. Oh. While I was in the Drapers, I overheard a conversation where I learned that Lucy Steele was at last married. The new couple was seen passing through in a coach earlier in the week. I'm so sorry, Eleanor. Poor Edward, he deserves so much better. He loved you. You know he did.
That may be, but he was engaged and that love couldn't drive him away from it. I wish him well.
Mrs. Dashwood, Miss Dashwood, Miss Marianne.
Edward, how lovely to see you. Well, what brings you here?
Why, I was just having drinks with your fiancé, the Colonel. Such a fine fellow. We're going to be great friends.
Yes, I am sure you shall. And how is Mrs. Ferris?
She is okay, as expected at her age.
Oh, we mean Miss Steele, that was Lucy. Your new wife?
My new wife? No, I'm sure she is well. In fact, I know she is well. But she's not my wife. She's Mrs. Robert Ferrars, my brother. The time they spent together, an attachment grew, and naturally I released them from our childhood promises.
Not married?
Not yet.
Marianne, didn't you want to show me your purchases? Let's go to the parlour. The light's so much better in there.
Yes, what a good idea. You will excuse us, Edward. I must prepare for my wedding. Much to do, you understand.
I can imagine.
Though I hope we'll be seeing a lot more of you now. Being neighbours, of course. Almost like we're family.
Not married.
Not yet.
So?
So, can you commit to a poor, lowly parson who has made many mistakes in this terrible world where love is a cheap commodity and...
Yes, and always yes.
Excellent. Well, I suppose I ought to do it properly, especially as Margaret is peeping through that keyhole over there, reporting back to your mother, I presume.
So?
So,